Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha with Ice Cream Fitness here. It is time for part 2 of the Monday Q&A. But hold on, let me give you guys a bicep shot first. I know a bunch of you want me to address that nonsense that Ian McCarthy started this morning, the drama he tried to start with me on his page and the video he put out. I don't have time for it today, guys. Today is my Monday Q&A. I have to put out information for you guys. So here's Bag Puss. Fill in the blanks and let me jump into these questions. I don't have time to fuck with Ian. Alright. First question. Thoughts on pairing vitamin D3 with K2? Alright, the issue here is that there is a synergy between these two vitamins. And so people have suggested that you should supplement the two together, because obviously if you get enough D3 or too much D3 and you're deficient in K2, it can cause some issues with mineral uptake, particularly in the bones. But this isn't necessary, and here's why. Vitamin K2 is very, very, very easy to get into your diet. If you eat green vegetables like broccoli or spinach every day, even small amounts, there's no way you're going to be deficient in this. You're going to get plenty of it. It's very, very easy to get. While vitamin D3, which I've covered in previous videos on it, is almost a must-have supplement, and it's because we don't spend all of our time outside today. We spend more of our time indoors and outside. Most of us do not have jobs to where we are outside for 10 or 12 hours a day, every day, out in the sunlight. Or we live in climates that are not perfect for us based upon our own adaptation. So if you have darker skin and you live in a colder, darker country, it's the same issue even if you do work outside all day. So just overall, D3 is a very good supplement to take. Even though you don't need the K2 in your diet, you're going to probably benefit from the D3, which I've covered extensively in other videos. Alright, next question. Is increasing reps just as effective for progression as increasing weight? No, it's not as effective, but it is still a means of progression. Anytime you increase workload in general, you're going to increase progression, you're going to get stronger, you're going to induce more muscle growth, you're going to make more adaptations. The frontline way to do so is obviously to increase weight, but you can't always increase weight every single time you train, or particularly the more advanced you get. So there are different methods that you can use, and in order of difficulty and how much extra tension they create, it's going to be increasing weight. Next in the list is going to be increasing reps with a given set, and then number 3 behind that, which is the easiest to do because it's also the order of hardest to easiest to do, is going to be to just increase overall volume by adding more sets with the same weight. So it's going to be in that order, and any of those 3 will still increase progression. They will still stimulate new muscle growth, can make you stronger, and so they have benefits. And we could get into the discussion of workload density, which is work over time, meaning how much of this you do over time, but that's too much to get into in a Q&A, or things like dynamic effort work and bar speed and force production and all of that, but it's just too much to cover here. So those are your 3 basics, at least in the Western progressive overload system. Alright, next question. What is muscle soreness? I've been told lactic acid dissipates too quickly for it to be that. There's a few different things that contribute to muscle soreness. There are some metabolic pathways and things involved, but most of the muscle soreness that you get directly from weight training is actually tearing of the connective tissue. And it's not the actual micro tearing of your muscle fibers. It is the tearing of the fascia around them, or the connective tissue between the bands of it. So actually muscle soreness that you get from training isn't actually directly muscle tissue soreness, it's connective tissue soreness, because you have the connective tissue running all through the muscle. So that's usually what you're experiencing when you're getting DOMS and soreness after training. Now there are other things involved and metabolic pathways involved, but that connective tissue tearing is going to be the predominant cause of things like delayed onset muscle soreness. Alright, last question. As a well-known YouTube channel did a video a while back about painkillers, e.g. ibuprofen, affecting gains, they said it was something to do with the fact that they stop the body being able to tell the muscles have been stimulated. Is this complete bullshit? It's not complete bullshit, actually, but it goes a little deeper than that. I don't actually know which YouTube channel did this because I haven't actually seen the video. So I'm not going to make any statements about that because I don't know who did the video and I haven't seen it, so I can't give you an honest critique of that. But I can cover the topic, and this is something I've dedicated an entire video to in the past, I think. And if not, I did a Q&A on it. But actually, the exercise science world has studied this a bit, and some experts have proposed this, and some people believe this. So it's been researched, and it goes back and forth a bit. But it is my understanding that the current data and the current meta-analysis shows that ibuprofen and these other anti-inflammatories do not inhibit your muscle gains. Or if they do so, it's not enough for us to measure. Now, a couple of studies have shown it over time, but it hasn't been consistently replicated, and I think more studies have shown that it doesn't seem to inhibit gains at all than those that suggest that it might. And the ones that suggested it might, they didn't necessarily show that it inhibits gains, but they inhibit some of the pathways that may be associated, but it hasn't been shown to be that way consistently. So it is my understanding of this, and anyone can quote me if I'm wrong on this, but I think the current exercise science line is that ibuprofen and these other anti-inflammatories do not inhibit your gains. Now, I will add the caution that if you're doing this for occasional DOMs, that's one thing, but if you're starting to get enough pain to where you're needing to take painkillers as a result of your training, like ibuprofen, very regularly, so that you can continue to train and get rid of that pain, I might suggest that there's something wrong with your training programming, or that you need a deload because you've pushed a little too hard and you need a deload to let some of your connective tissue and stuff heal, and so that pain will go ahead and go away. So you shouldn't be using these things all the time in your training. If you are, there's something wrong with your training and you may be getting close to an actual soft tissue injury. So it is something to be concerned with. So you shouldn't need to be using them more than a little bit. Now, and on the other hand, if you're getting a bad headache, since they don't seem to inhibit gains, obviously you wouldn't want to suffer through a serious headache just to try to save your gains by not taking some ibuprofen. If you have a headache, that is what it's for. It's not going to hurt your gains. By all means, do so. There's no point in you suffering needlessly. Alright guys, that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it has been informative, and I will talk to you next time.